For PC gamers like me, who for the longest time have been dreaming of playing Sony Exclusives, having titles coming to PC such as God of War, Days Gone, The Last of Us and Uncharted, I'll say it again, as a PC gamer, it truly has been exciting times. Since the end of 2020, we have seen 9 major Sony properties being ported to PC already. Performance aside, and here's looking at you, The Last of Us Part 1, it has fared mostly seamlessly, or at the very least, relatively smoothly, what with games being launched in a fairly well optimized state. For the most part, that is. 2022 was by far the biggest year for Sony ports to PC as of yet, with 5 ports being released within one freaking calendar year. I could not believe my normally unlucky luck. God damn it, what a time to be alive. Some really big name games finally making their way to PC, namely God of War, Spider-Man Remastered, Uncharted The Thief's End, and Spider-Man Miles Morales, all in one calendar year. I repeat, what a time to be alive, my friends. So far, we've also been spoiled in 2023 with 2 Sony exclusives having already been released. Returnal in February was phenomenal, and The Last of Us Part 1 at the end of March. Yet again, performance aside, it was a dream come true to have finally gotten a chance to play that absolute gem of a game on PC. It was only 10 years in the making. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yet another exclusive has already been confirmed for July 26th in the form of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. So based off the number of ports released in 2022, 5 in total, and guys remember this is pure speculation, that leaves us with 2 more possible ports for the remainder of 2023, at a conservative guess at that. Some likely contenders would be, number 1 has to be Ghost of Tsushima. Released on the 17th of July 2020, Ghost of Tsushima was an instant cult classic, garnering a massive fan base and amassing over 10 million sales as of July 2022. I think it is most likely expected to be announced as a port probably sometime later this year. The second most likely contender on the list would have to be Horizon Forbidden West. As a fairly recent PS5 exclusive, Horizon Forbidden West having only been released as recently as last year February the 18th. It was relatively successful, even whilst being completely overshadowed at the time by Elden Ring, an absolute juggernaut of a game. Nonetheless, it has already sold over 8.4 million units as of the end of 2022. The next port on the list would have to be God of War Ragnarok. This being the most recent PS5 exclusive, I actually would consider a possibility to be ported this year still. God of War Ragnarok released on the 9th of November 2022 to much fanfare. It was a close contender for Game of the Year at the time, only marginally losing to Elden Ring at the end of the day. As of March 2023, it has already sold more than 11 million units. Little bit unlikely, but the next game on the list would be The Last of Us Part 2. Released on PS4 on the 19th of June 2020, as of June 2022, it had already sold over 10 million copies, making it one of Sony's top selling games ever. However, I think the likelihood that it would be ported so soon after Part 1 is virtually non-existent. The Last of Us Part 1 only launched on PC on the 28th of March this year, disastrously at that. So I think it's safe to say Part 2 won't be coming anytime soon, or at least not within the next year at the very least. Number 5, and we're getting to the haymaker Wildcards now. Bloodborne. A cult classic, Bloodborne has been on the lips of many, absolutely begging for it to be ported for the longest time at this point. Selling more than 3 million copies, it was not unsuccessful by any means. However, it was overshadowed by Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro, which sold 10 million and 5 million units respectively. Having been released way back on the 24th of March 2015, it is highly unlikely, to be honest. But then again, wishes are free after all, ain't they? Number 6, and definitely not gonna happen, but it's definitely on the list. Days Gone 2. Okay, so this one's kind of left field, I get it, and a highly speculative Reddit rumor at that. But nonetheless, as of January 2022, Days Gone had sold over 8 million copies, so it wasn't unsuccessful by any means. But a sequel was unceremoniously cancelled within the last year or so, rather disappointingly. There is a speculation that Ben Studios may be working on a sequel secretly, but I think those are pipe dreams at the very best. If it were to be true, a far more viable possible PC release date would be probably somewhere between 2025 and 2028. So that's a bust, I think. I think let's just leave that one on the back burner for the time being. Are those games going to happen? Who knows at this point. Generally, it is at least 2 years before the Sony Exclusives get ported from PlayStation to PC. It's not always the case, however, as Uncharted was ported within 9 months after launching on the PS5, as well as The Last of Us Part 1 coming to PC only 6 months after being released on the PS5 last September. At this point, I think the most likely to make it to PC within the next 9 months are Ghost of Tsushima, highly likely, Horizon Forbidden West, possibly, God of War Ragnarok, very unlikely, but hey, stranger things have happened. But this is all speculation after all. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time to do so. And remember guys, it's people like you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Cheers.